Hello and welcome. When I was a teenager, titles like Assassin's Creed Bloodlines and Grand Theft Auto Vice City Stories showed that open world games on the go was possible. But these games were limited and constrained by the hardware which they were on. But that all changed in 2012 when Sony launched their new and improved portable, the PlayStation Vita. And after a few months, the Vita got its first proper open world game, Assassin's Creed 3 Liberations. So let's see how good of an open world game is on the Vita. Check out our games from 16-Bit Games. They are available for free on Android and on iOS. So check out our storefronts from the cards or the links in the description. This is what the best Assassin's Creed game looked like on the PSP. This is the improvement that comes with the Vita. Welcome everyone to Assassin's Creed Liberations. On the technical perspective, Liberations is leagues better than anything Assassin's Creed Bloodline or anything on the PSP can do. The game has multiple locations to visit that all have a distinct look and feeling. The world is much more detailed too, colorful and very immersive. And all that was done without compromising the essentials that everyone should expect from Assassin's Creed. The gameplay is exactly what I expected from the Assassin's Creed series. Stabbing people, climbing up buildings to stab people, and jumping off buildings to stab people is as satisfying as it always has been. The missions are also your usual fanfare from the Assassin's Creed games of yesterday. So there's nothing groundbreaking here, but the game didn't need to be groundbreaking. It just needed to work on the go. But being on the portable, I thought there might be some downsides to the controls. The Vita is missing many buttons, and at the time, developers were doing some wonky things to compensate for it. But I was pleasantly surprised when the only new touch inputs that matter was weapon selection. And it is done so well, I never thought twice about it. Everything else you did in the game, from running, climbing, and fighting, is all handled by the Vita's analog stick and face buttons, just like you would expect from a console title. But that's not to say Assassin's Creed Liberation is perfect, because it is an early Vita title, and I feel that a lot of early Vita titles had some form of checklist shoved into their developers' faces from Sony, which gives a list of all the gimmicks and features that the Vita has to offer, and they have to make some form of gameplay that utilizes every single one of them. Sometimes this gameplay is an interesting novelty, other times I find it frustrating but harmless, and the rest of the time it's downright annoying and intrusive. What makes it worse is I can't skip past these sections or ignore them, since all progress is halted until I can figure out how this gimmick works. Which is sad, especially since all these sections are so small that they shouldn't have bothered me, but they did. And the various re-releases didn't include any trace of it. This is sadly a bad mark on what otherwise is a very fun experience. And what helps that experience is typically the story. All an Assassin's Creed needs to do is to tell me why the bad things I do, like stealing, attacking, and murdering, is okay. And the story in Assassin's Creed Liberation does that. But even here, I have a small problem with it. You see, the characters are interesting, and the stories about them are interesting and cool. But you'll never see all of it, nor play it. Which I find quite sad, especially with one story mission in particular. Aveline wanted to stop a ship in the bayou and asked her smuggler friends for help. They plan out a means to stop the ship and board it, so I do some sabotaging to help get ready for the attack. This was fun, and up to this point I was excitedly waiting for the payoff. But once I started the next mission, I'm told the ship has already crashed, yet the game never showed us. And when I go in for the attack, we don't board the ship and all the goods are already on shore, as if the attack already happened. I find this very upsetting. The story shows potential for something good, and I feel if this was a book, it would be a lot better than it is. But as a game, I feel it needed to do and show more than what was here, just to be better than okay. So then, is Assassin's Creed 3 Liberations worth it? Well, as an open world game on the go, I think it's brilliant. It looks, plays, and controls better than anything that's come before it. With that said, there's definitely room for improvement. The game itself is extremely fun on the PlayStation Vita, and if you have one of these, it's definitely worth owning in your collection. But if you don't own a Vita, or you own a PlayStation Vita TV, it's not worth getting an actual Vita to play it on, since you'll have a much smoother experience with Liberation's many re-releases. But anyways, I want to thank you guys for watching, and have yourself a good day.